Even if you're not an overachiever, if you just bring that default Filipino work ethic, you can thrive here. You can thrive here.
You don't have to be a mega entrepreneur or a business owner to actually achieve success.
You're gonna win because of you. You're gonna lose because of you. Whatever you achieve is because of you. That's it.
Welcome to our live, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our first among the millions of live videos that we will be doing.
Millions, millions.
Oh yeah, millions talaga yun. Or let's just say thousands. This is the Buy and Rye late night talks, and we're just gonna talk about bakit Australia yung napili natin na country. So diba, sa dinadami-daming country out there. And I do apologize sa audio ko kasi wala yung microphone ko for somewhat reason di gumagana, pero it's fine. So I'm having my coffee ngayon. May vape din ako ngayon kasi may allergic rhinitis ako. That's what we call it in Philippines, pero hay fever in short.
Hay fever. Yeah. Mas imported yung tawag sa Australia. Hay fever.
Yeah, it's like a layman's laid-back term, no? But yeah, thanks so much, bro. Right, and then maybe we should start off by introducing ourselves and what do we do. And yeah, you can go ahead, bro, and then I'll hop in afterwards.
Okay, cool. So, hello sa lahat ng ating kabayan. Syempre, we talk both English and Tagalog dito, so everyone can really fully enjoy our conversation, no? So, yeah, my name is Ryan. I am a proud, let's say, husband of a beautiful wife, proud father of 2 little kids. Professionally, I'm both a buyer's agent and also I work for a data consulting firm. So my world is all about, well, in Australia they call it data, pero I grew up it's data, diba? So maybe a lot of our kabayans can relate to data. So yun, it's mainly numbers, graphs, ganyan. So day in, day out, that's what I look at. And I really do enjoy, that part of the work, plus using it to help people buy property. Doon tayo nag-enjoy talaga when we help people achieve what they want to do. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. As I told by Ejen here, we'll talk about our profession siguro at a later time pa. Kasi today we want to talk about, why Australia. Pero sige, Ejen, ikaw naman, introduce tayo sa ating...
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just, Ejen. I'm just a simple guy, really. I'm just doing a lot of things. Not that important, but, I own the whole buy sort of business. I don't know if you've seen it. We're actually sort of in the sort of front cover. Now we have ads there sa Philippine Times. So yeah, just type buy finance lawyer sa Google and then you'll just find me there. And I just do whatever people tell me to do. That's my job.
So yeah, so we were talking about what would be a good kick-off topic, no, for our podcast. And probably one of the good things to talk about is why Australia, diba? Obviously, the world is very big. One of the things I tell my kids, as they're growing up, well, they're still very young. Wala pang 10 years old. Pero what I tell them is, the world is huge, diba? Laki-laki ng mundo. Don't limit yourself with what you see today. And that's the reason why, obviously, myself and by Ejen, hindi ka naman laki sa Australia, no? Like, we don't have that Aussie accent. So I doubt na laki tayo.
I have the Aussie accent. That's fine,
Yeah. So we each have our own story on why we're here. So yun yung topic natin tonight is really just to share, having real conversation. And honestly, actually I haven't talked to you in detail pa on this specific topic, diba? So this podcast would be really whatever you're gonna tell me today is gonna be news to me, diba? So which is good. Para we're really we try to be to have a podcast where it's really real conversations. Nothing scripted here. I told Ejen, we have an outline. Obviously, we don't want to be just talking about random things. Maybe in some other episode, pero at least medyo focus tayo on why Australia, diba? So yeah. So how do you want to? I can go first if you want. Why Australia?
Sige, bro. I guess the question is, Ryan, brother, bakit Australia or why Australia?
No? It's quite funny. The way I would answer that question is not a direct answer. Like Australia because hindi ganun. Obviously, it's a podcast, so I have to tell a bit of our story, diba? Obviously, we're from the Philippines. So I grew up in actually Bulacanyo ako. I'm from Bulacan. Pero I did my I'm from Bulacan. Hindi ko ba nasabi sa'yo? So I'm from Bulacan. Tapos what happened is nag-high school ako sa Manila na. And then eventually doon na nag-work. Initial background ko talaga is within IT. Marami nag-IT. Tapos ang nangyari is I was in a company. It's a global company. Tapos I was fortunate enough to be assigned in the US. So doon nag-start mag-shift yung way of thinking ko. Kasi I'm really just thinking about I'm in the Philippines. Syempre You just work hard. And ando pa ang mindset ko before eh. Work hard, have good salary, maybe save a bit, tapos have a good life. Parang ganun lang. Very simple, di ba? Now, nung napunta na ng US, I was in California for, I think, 3 years. 3 years din. 3 years in 2011 to 2013. Doon medyo nag-open up yung mindset ko na parang, okay, this is the experience in the Philippines. Tapos, this is very different sa US. Obviously, I don't know with you, pero kami sa Bulacan, for example, when we talk about mag-iibang bansa, it's always US. Yun yung mindset eh. We go abroad, US. And even personally, I have family in the US then. So by default, parang if you wanna have a good time, holiday or something, tapos also if you wanna move somewhere else, where I have a better life in the outside Philippines, US talaga. US talaga yung mindset. The issue is, so in the US, within my time in the US, doon kami nakasal ng aking life partner, ng wife ko.
Char.
During that time. Pero what happened is, we really like it there. Especially if you're a professional, syempre. We thank God that we're blessed. We're able to afford a lot of, what you need. Diba? You have a good apartment, may kotse ka, you have, money for your food, you have extra for some, things that you want. Diba? Pero nangyari nun is, hindi natuloy yung contract eh. So what happened is, we're supposed to be extended. Kaso the client didn't extend. So parang, we had to go back to the Philippines. So I distinctly remember, we had to go back. I remember the feeling of, medyo may konting feeling of failure na parang, we were already there. Tapos, nabalik pa. I mean, nothing against the Philippines. I love the Philippines. I love going back, diba? Family is there. It's literally more fun in the Philippines. Totoo yun. Pero in terms of like, where you want to establish yourself, diba? Sabi ko, hala, napunta na sa US, tas nabalik. So, I always had that feeling na I wanna go back. I wanna go back to US. I wanna find more opportunity, different opportunity. So within the same company, like we're trying to find, different opportunity na, baka may project sa ibang bansa. Is there a way to transfer and things like that? So, in-explore namin yun. Took us a year in the Philippines pa. Pero it didn't really happen. It was difficult to go back to the US. So, nangyari, thank God, meron something. So, in LinkedIn, by the way, guys, LinkedIn is real. So, kapag people say na, if you're looking for a job, mag-LinkedIn lang kayo. Totoo yun, LinkedIn. So, in LinkedIn...
So, nahanap yung job mo dito sa Australia through LinkedIn. Is that right?
No, not yet. So dun through the LinkedIn, so may recruiter lumapit, say, hey, we have an opportunity in KL, in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Do you wanna go? Very simple lang, very simple. So ako naman, parang, sige, what options do I have at this point? Diba? So my wife and I, back then, we have 1 kid na. So back then, sabi namin, sige, let's try. And what do we lose, diba? So what happened is we moved to KL, tapos we spent 3.5 years doon. But I didn't get the language. I'm an old dog na in terms of language. I don't learn new tricks. Life in KL was really good. Kaso nangyari is, as we were spending a lot of time there, profession is good also. And actually, I'm very thankful kasi during that time, single income, pero I was able to support the family. So it was really good, like from a family setup standpoint, no. Kaso what happened is, as we were, the kids were growing up, back then, so I had my second kid doon na. Sabi namin, parang hindi tayo culturally fit in this country. In terms of, especially ang trigger sa amin nun, yung thinking about where to put our kids to school. Kasi ang options doon, syempre, local school, wouldn't be English, yung local language nila doon. Kapag gusto mo English, international school, which is very expensive. And also, either Chinese school naman, di ba? So, obviously, hindi naman ako Chinese. So I have zero Chinese blood. I'm not Malay at all. And international school is very, very expensive. Sabi ko, this is not sustainable, di ba? So, going back to the question, why Australia? It's actually funny kasi meron kaming kapitbahay sa condo that we were living in there. Nakasabay namin sa elevator.
This is Malaysian condo.
In Malaysia, in KL. So condo yun. Same sa Philippines, parang condo setup sila. Dito we call it apartments sa Australia, diba? Doon condo.
Yeah.
So sa condo, ganyan. Yeah. Nakasabay lang sa elevator, tapos nagkatsikahan. Sabi, uy, aalis na kami. Sabi, saan kayo pupunta? Pinoy din yan, Pinoy. So sabi nila, na-approve kami ng PR sa Australia. Sabi namin, ay ganun, bakit Australia? We asked the same question, bakit Australia? Sabi niya, basta lang, maganda daw doon, gano'n, 'di ba?
Basta lang Australia, ganun lang.
Basta Australia, hindi totoo. Hindi, we're talking about 'di ba? Very real conversation. 'Yun lang. Basta Australia, gano'n. Sabi namin, okay, sige. Kasi during that time, I was again looking for opportunity kasi to get out of KL in terms of whether kasi yung company ko noon, we have offices in Europe naman, UK and Netherlands, ganyan. So baka pwede magpa-transfer, yung ganong style, 'di ba? Pinoy, lipat, transfer, ganun. Kaso, it didn't pan out. So at that time, sige nga, try natin mag-Australia. Ngayon, I also have a friend kasi in Melbourne. For the longest time, since siguro for the last decade or something, he's been telling me, move kayo sa Australia, it's easy, skilled independent, easy, ganan. Kami naman, parang very US-centric mindset na parang, Australia, ano meron ba sa Australia? Like, kangaroo lang yata dyan, di ba? Yun lang yung naalala sa Australia. So what happened?
Spiders and snakes. May mga spiders and snakes, mga creepy
At
crawlers.
saka what is that? Platypus. Yung parang Pokemon yun, di ba? Platypus. It's parang video game na parang masha, pero it's real. So yun, so what we did, my wife and I, very quick research lang na parang, what's Australia? Syempre, naghanap ka na YouTube. Lumabas na doon yung parang, Melbourne is the most livable city. Yung mga ganyan, back then. So I guess it's a leap back then. Well, I think globally naman, it's really difficult ngayon, diba? So,
that's true.
Anyways, going back, so back then, we just did some research, pero we didn't really spend a lot of time researching. It's more like action agad. So what we did is, sige, apply na tayo ng PR. So back then, PR agad. So the agent we talked to, another Filipino, siya naman, she helps Filipinos in Malaysia to move to Australia. Parang ganun yung setup niya. Malaki yung market nun eh. Kasi Filipinos usually, they use Singapore and Malaysia as, I guess, parang transition countries nila before to move somewhere else. So we're one of those. So we talked with her. Nung una sabi ko pa nga, baka may opportunity to find work visa or something. Kasi sanay ako ganun eh. Whenever I move other countries, work visa. Pero sabi niya, no. Australia is very different. Very quick lang makakuha ng PR if you have the right points and the right skill on the category that's in demand at that time. So, syempre, tayo naman, very tayo, IT, ganun. So, sabi namin, sige, try natin. So, thank God, I think that was quite quick eh. Within a year, nag-apply na, nag-grant na. But so quick before. Within a year.
Really?
Year, I think.
When did you When did you move to Australia pala?
So, physically, we were here 2018 August. Winter. I remember yun eh, 2018 August. Nag-move kami dito 2018. So it's roughly, this is our 7th year na pala.
Oh, 7th year. Oh, wow.
It's been 2018 August. Yeah, we got here.
You got it in 1 year. Ano yung PR kagad or temporary?
PR kagad. So what happened? I think I submitted, I remember, so we were talking with the agent siguro around March. Tapos, we submitted the documents by June. Sabi niya kasi sakto to doon sa fiscal year eh. Kasi ang fiscal year ng Australia is July. Sabi niya, I want you to be on the first batch. Parang ganun. So July. Tapos there was already invitation to apply, I think August. Tapos by January of the next year, which is 2018 na-grant na. Like I have the email. So 2018 January. Tapos April, we did the first entry. August, move na. That's it. So forget about everything na.
Yeah, it only less than 6 months na approve yung
Yeah, I think it depends rin no at that time. Sure. So yun, so why Australia? Yun lang. It's very simple actually. It's not like I have a list of why Australia compared to other countries. It's just that the way our life panned out. Ganun yung sequence of events. Now, I have a different answer why I'm still here. That kind of solidifies why Australia. Pero before that, siguro, what would be good? Say, I answered na how I got here, diba? So siguro, ikaw naman, bro, why?
I guess that's
here?
Yeah, that's a two-part question. No? What got you here, and why are you still here?
Yeah, exactly. Kasi if you don't want it here, if you don't want to be here, then why are you still here, diba?
Yeah. True. Yeah, well, for me, I'm a bit, different yung story ko kasi I got here 10 years before you got here, pretty much. So
2008. Okay.
Yeah, oo. Okay. So, I actually nag-high school pa ako dito sa Australia, no? And then, and that's why
You mean from Cebu? From Cebu?
Sorry, wait.
Yeah. Kaya mo yun.
Yeah.
Ba't nawala? Hindi, joke lang.
Speaking to Filipinos every day sa mga clients ko, nawala yung
Oo nga,
Australian.
nawala na.
I'm joke lang, joking lang. If I go out camping with my Aussie friends, then lumalabas yung yung
Lumalabas.
pagiging
Okay,
Aussie.
okay, good. Abangan ko yan,
So,
abangan ko yan.
maybe we should go camping one day.
Yeah.
Pero bro, sa akin it was family sponsored. We were one of the last
Mm.
ones na naka-family sponsored. So
So para
actually,
siya yung para siyang US, yung ipepetition niya yung family member. Ganun ba? Yung
that's
parang
right.
ganung set.
That's
Okay.
correct po. Dati. So, pinitisyon. It took some time. I don't know what happened there. Pero it was all my parents, really, sa mom side ko. So, so dumating kami 2008. But actually, nag-temporary resident pa kami for 2 years. And then, naging
Okay.
PR after 2 years. So,
Ah,
after 4 years pa kami na citizen, it sounds like a big struggle, no? Pero that's very easy route compared to, getting to Australia in today's time. Kasi
Today,
ngayon,
yeah. Obviously. The world is
Oo.
different now, diba?
Yeah, there's more Filipinos now compared to before. Dati, parang pag nakakita kami ng Pinoy yun, no? Parang ganun. Like, naaliw pa kami. Pero ngayon, like, you see Filipinos everywhere na.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Then it's more, it becomes a bit more homey now.
Yeah.
At the same time. So, yeah, I got here through family-sponsored visa. Actually, ayoko nga pumunta ng, as a high schooler, you don't really wanna move countries because of your friends, and then
Siyempre.
so I was depressed when I got here. So
Oh, really?
But,
Okay.
yeah, I was depressed for like a year or two ata. Tapos I wanted to go back to the Philippines, mga ganun. Pero getting to Australia was really great. Pero I realized staying here opens a whole lot of opportunities. And then that's what made me stay, really. And for me, I think, being in the best city in the world, for I think that was 7 consecutive years na straight.
Na most livable city ang Melbourne, right?
That's right. Most livable. Yeah. So now I don't regret it at all. I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
I'm actually grateful. What my
That's
parents
good.
have done. Mm-hmm.
So, sige, so let's switch up the conversation a bit. So, why do you love this country? Kasi syempre, you came in as a high schooler. Syempre, hindi pa firm yung dreams mo and what you wanna do in life, di ba?
Yeah.
So, you don't know yet, I guess. I'm just speculating. You don't know yet if in Australia you can achieve those or you can do those, di ba? Pero what made you like, really like and love being here?
When you start living in Australia, you become like an advocate why I choose Australia. And that's what I realized after the years. You end up comparing other countries with Australia. So for me personally, I've got friends from the US, from Europe, other Commonwealth countries. Siguro yung competitor lang, true competitor ni Australia is Canada. I don't know what people think.
Yeah.
You comment down below.
Correct.
Pero so far, I've realized that Australia, one is the culture. We're very laid back. We're very work-life balance. We're not just like, we're not just like work, bahay work. I mean, sometimes it feels like that, especially if my, ina-achieve ka. Let's say maybe you're a student dito, then, you're trying to pay your tuition fee. Yeah, that's fine. I understand that. But generally, once you become like a PR or citizen, everything tends to slow down. Then you have your weekends na, not unless you're a workaholic, obviously. Pero dito, the culture is work-life balance lang talaga. Like, you don't tend to conquer the world. Masishift yung yung mindset mo, no? So that's something that's different. What I noticed in comparison to other countries.
To that point, I remember kasi when I first started working dito, I was fortunate kasi we got here PR. Wala akong work. Like as the breadwinner, I need to get to have work as soon as possible. So I was fortunate enough, thank God, na within the month I got a job within my field, professional na. So when I got to the job, I quickly realized na Australia is quite laid back. I've been hearing about it, pero it's different when you're here, when you live it. I'll tell you a story. There was one time, so I was working on a data consulting and everything. I would get to the office siguro. Nung una, I strive to be there pa ng 8 o'clock. As in, mag-drive pa ako malayo, 8 o'clock, ganun. There's nobody there. Sa Philippines, di ba, 8 to 5, like, time in, time out. Very, very quite strict, di ba? So I got there 8 a.m. Wala masyado. So I realized people start coming in between 9 to 9:15. Yan, sabi ko, sige, 9 to 9:15. Siguro nagsistay to ng mga hanggang 6, 6:30, gano'n. Kasi di ba 8 hours eh. Tapos may lunch break and everything. 9 to 9:15. Pero, ang nakakatawa doon kasi, let's say I come 9 o'clock, 9:15. 9:15, ano yan, yung mga colleagues ko, they would go in, hey mate, do you wanna grab some coffee? Di ba? O sige, coffee daw. Di ba? So coffee, lakad-lakad, papunta dun sa cafe. Ang gusto pa niya, maglalakad outside of the office, dun sa somewhere na maganda yung coffee. Which totoo naman, okay yung coffee natin sa Melbourne, di ba? So coffee,
Yeah.
ganyan. Siguro, mga ano yan, mga 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Balikan ng desk mo, mga almost 9:45 na. Maya-maya, ang start mong work mo, mga 10. Like, realistically, like, everyone's like productive starting 10. Pero again, maya-maya, lunch na uli, like 11:50 or something. Parang, do you wanna grab lunch na? Sige, lunch, ganyan. So we go back at lunch. Lunch ka, balik ka mga 1:10, something like that. Maya-maya, 1:30, 1:40. You wanna grab coffee uli? Sabi ko, coffee na naman. Di ba? Ganito yung mga tao dito, coffee talaga, 2 times a day. So coffee na naman. So again, nakabalik na kami, mga 2:15, gano'n. Ako sa mindset ko, parang wala pa akong masyadong nagagawa. I have to be creative. So, syempre, work ka. Maya-maya, at starting 3:30 to around 4, ganun, people started leaving na. Sabi ko, saan kaya pupunta yung mga to, di ba? Actually, they're leaving. They have their bags, go to their car, and they go home. So my reality now is different. Na parang, they go in around 9-ish. People leave around 4-ish, parang ganun. So, at 8 o'clock, nobody's there. At 5 o'clock, nobody's there. Like wala talagang tao sa office by default. Tapos, hindi naman shocking, pero what I realize is that if you're a Filipino, kasi tayo, we're brought up dun sa idea na we gotta be hard workers if we really wanna achieve something, di ba? Tayo, when we talagang yung discipline natin towards school and work and everything is very different from other countries. That's why they like hiring us. Kasi we're very diligent in our work, no? What I quickly realized is that even if you're not an overachiever, if you just bring that default Filipino work ethic, you can thrive here. Kasi by default, the guys here are quite laid back. Obviously, it's up to you naman if you wanna hustle more, di ba? Pero kahit dalhin mo lang yung basic Filipino mindset na, okay, I have a job, it's 8 hours, let me spend 8 hours nga. Try ko lang. Spend ko lang yung 8 hours working, right? Kahit 7.5 or something. I'm there on time, I leave on time. Yung basic lang, pre. Basic. You will thrive.
Yun yung napapansin ko dito sa Australia. Honestly, andito ako sa Pinas ngayon, pero sanay ako nasa Australia eh. So, been there for, I don't know, 17 something years. Pero yun yung napapansin ko, we clock in on the dot and leave on the dot as well. No? So, it's funny na, like, I used to work in a factory, imagine. And it's a big transition for me. I used to work in a factory and now I own multiple businesses. Pero when I was working doon sa factory, it's funny like how people, like, let's say clock out is 4 p.m. 3:59, everyone's, let's just say 3:57, 3:58, everyone's like hardworking. By the time it hits like 1 minute before, ayun, nagpa-pack up na, ganun. On the dot, 4 o'clock, aalis na talaga. Yeah, that's something very intriguing sa akin, sa culture natin dito sa Australia. Sa Philippines, I think, as far as I know, I don't have any work experience sa Philippines, pero tumatambay ka pa sa work, and half an hour after, 1 hour, ganun, and then, you chat with your workmates and everything. Pero sa Australia, on the dot, alis talaga, which is,
Iba yung dito, pre. Iba yung appreciation nila for work-life balance. Actually,
True.
Well, in a way, what I miss in the Philippines is, alam mo yung anytime sa gabi, you can go somewhere, buy something, eat whatever, go somewhere. Alam mo, like, the city's alive, di ba? Dito, naka-schedule yun. Hindi siya alive every time. I think, di ba, yung the shops, they close early ng ng Sundays to, I believe it's Sundays to Thursdays. Tama ba? Sundays to Wednesdays or something. They just close late, weekend lang. Parang ganon. Pero even the shop owners, they have work-life balance, 'di ba? Yun yung parang, okay. So in my mindset naman, parang, so they're earning enough to get a good life kahit hindi sila mag-open for very long hours. Kasi by default, you would think, I have to open my business for a very long time para I can gain more money, di ba? Get more profit
Yeah.
coming in. Pero sila, like, they just respect the culture na, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or even Thursday, for example. I think they close, kunyari, 5. Parang kuwari tayo, we finish work at 5, tapos hindi naman magsha-shopping. Parang, kasi close na rin sila, di ba? So,
Yeah.
you figure it out on your own dito, adjustment din yun. Pero sila, parang, sila rin. Kumbaga, ang work-life balance is not just for us. It's also for the guys working at hospitality. Di ba?
Yeah,
So
that's what
that says a lot about the country. Di ba?
not unless siguro, sa experience ko lang to pero not unless you're a migrant na you want to talaga, you want to like conquer the world. Kasi ganun yung mindset, no? I'm gonna go overseas and conquer the world, provide for my family sa Pinas, ganun. Pero once you get to Australia, you're like, okay, it's I'm the only one, working 24/7 here. Everyone else is laid back, and after work, chill lang, and then coffee in the morning. It's always like, okay, I mean, back in the factory days, in the morning, smoko break. Smoko is like, cigarette break or like, and then you have morning tea, smoko break na naman. You have lunch. And then you didn't have afternoon tea na naman. And then after a few hours, you're off. You're like, okay, every 2 hours you get like a break. I'm like, wow, okay. So this is Australia pala, no? And I think it's a good thing, really, especially for mental health for most people. Although I think, ewan ko, for me, parang mahirap siya for entrepreneurship siguro. Does business, because then the work ethic becomes laid back, and when you own a business, then you're also for me anyways, then you just want to keep pushing forward, but I guess that's the not everyone.
There's a different naman, it's not about Australia, it's about tayo personally, like even myself, I have a business also, di ba? Tayo personally, now we're striving for something, di ba? And I guess just to add on to why Australia, at least for me, right? What I like about Australia is it gives you opportunities. What do I mean by that? Like, obviously, everywhere in the world may opportunities naman. Pero in Australia, for some reason, I feel like as an immigrant, parang it's parang ano na, sirang plaka na, pero I have a fair go. Yun yung sinasabi ng Australia, di ba? Have a fair go. Pero I feel like it's a fair game, It's equal for everyone. What do I mean? Like, for example, if you want to open a business, like number one, yung Australian government, marami siyang free TAFE classes, di ba? For different areas. Tapos, if you want to open a business, actually, I remember when I started my business, I just kind of researched how to open it and etc. I mean, granted, the business I was working on is very virtual. It's quite flexible naman. Pero, it's quite easy to get an ABN. They call it an ABN, Australian Business Number. Online lang, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you get the number. And then you're a valid business na, di ba? As long as you're prepared, di ba? Pero, there's no discrimination around, a lot of paperwork. You have to prove this, whatever. It's all about, well, you want to do business. Well, it's your hustle. Go for it, di ba? Kasi you're gonna win because of you. You're gonna lose because of you. Whatever you achieve is because of you. That's it. Yung red tape is very minimal. Actually, wala. I don't think. It's just about following rules. Parang, okay, you file your taxes, you file your GST, income, whatever. Which is basic naman. Like, you do it anyways on your own. If you have a business, syempre, yung accounting mo, it should be decent, diba? Pero it was quite straightforward for me to just go for it. Whereas, I don't know, honestly, I didn't try it in the Philippines, pero I've seen my dad. Ang daming paperwork. Ang daming hoops, like to get the permit, to get this, to get that. But in Australia, whether you have experience in doing, for example, business or whatever, just go, right? And there's so many resources. Just Google it. A lot of Australian websites, actually. Very helpful siya. Even the tax website, the ATO website, it tells a lot. It clearly guides you on what to do. Diba? Filing GST, filing this, filing that. At saka also, by the way, I remembered before, nag-first entry kami. Went to Melbourne, Melbourne City. Sabi ko, hala, bakit walang masyadong puti? When I was walking around, sabi ko, Pinoy yun. Asian yun. Chinese or something. Ano yun Indian, ganun. Yun, mukhang European. Yun, puti. Pero yung puti din, 50-50 pa yun. Either English siya from UK or from Australia or from Europe or something. So, sabi ko, Why Australia? No, kasi dito they're very friendly to immigrants. I guess that's one thing. Like we can be ourselves here, diba? There's nothing stopping you from moving here, from living here. Like today, like there's still a lot of Filipino stores. Alam mo yan, parang we'll feel right at home. Like when people ask me, kunyari I have family going here, traveling, they say, oh, anong pasalubong gusto mo from Philippines? Na may miss ka or something. Sabi ko, well, besides Jollibee, malaking issue yun sa atin. Pero
I know,
everything else,
dito sa Australia
oo nga
for
eh.
whatever
Oo.
reason, bakit
Magkakaroon
kaya?
na raw pero we'll see. Pero everything else is here naman, 'di ba? Everything else is here. So, sabi ko, wala, just come here. We'll just go out, have a vacation, gano'n. So
You
yeah,
know what's funny? About
yeah.
that Jollibee thing. Sorry, I had to
Yeah, yeah.
sidetrack.
No, go for it.
I've been hearing that since I got here, 2008.
No way.
Magkakaroon daw. Oh my gosh,
2008?
after
Okay.
17 years, wala pa rin.
Well,
So, I
akala
don't
ko
know.
it's just kasi I was here 2018, 'di ba? Almost 6-7 years. Akala ko it's just been a talk for 6-7 years. Pero yung pala, since you're here longer, so you're saying for almost 20 years na, they're talking about Jollibee getting here?
That's right. I was still working in the factories back then, and then this thing, magkaka-Jollibee, magdadalawang dekada. Wala pa rin yung Jollibee.
Pero good
This
thing is,
calls for
meron namang
something.
merong comparable, I guess, establishments na
I mean,
medyo
the
close sa
closest thing
Jollibee, pero I guess iba pa
is
rin, no? Iba pa
KFC,
rin
di ba?
Jollibee. I'm sure, nainggit na ako, naisip ko, si Ian nasa Philippines, I'm sure nakailang Jollibee na to.
Araw-araw, bro. Almost
Sige, bro.
every
Sige,
other day.
question. Ever since you got to the Philippines recently, how many Jollibee trips have you had?
Oh my gosh, that is a very hard question. Para kasing araw-araw ako nagja-Jollibee. Kasi si Jollibee, nostalgic, It's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
it's not really the chicken, although the chicken is really good and everything else. Pero it's the memories that brings na andito kami ng mga tropa ko dati, yung family ko dati, mga ganun kasi it's been there for a long time. So it
Yeah.
becomes like a comfort food. So para siyang lugaw sa atin when you're sick. Or,
Yeah.
like a comfort place kasi you feel like, oh, you're home, parang ganun. So,
Yeah.
I guess, that's sort of their marketing strategy where they hit you in the emotions. And, but obviously, they back it up with the food as well. Pero
Pero
really,
I'm very optimistic kasi Jollibee now, I'm sorry guys, hindi namin pina-plug yung Jollibee, by the way. They don't know us.
Jollibee, baka
Hindi kasi,
naman. They
pero
can,
they shifted strategies kasi like in the past decade or so na they wanna dominate the world food market eh. Diba?
Serious? Do they have that goal?
Well, they have a goal. I just forgot what specifically, pero I think they wanted to be at least in the top 10 of fast food chains in the world. That's like the goal. The goal. Pero kasi I think what really enabled it is number one, they really established themselves as the very Filipino-centric, very homey food for Filipinos, diba? In the Philippines, like Jollibee, no question. You can introduce many, McDonald's, Mang Inasal, whatever, anything. Pero Jollibee is Jollibee. So very solid yun, diba? Tapos what happened, I think, this is my personal thing when I try to read it. Parang they piggybacked on immigrants. Diba, Filipinos, they migrate somewhere else, diba? So initially, yung kanilang profits I think is mainly on the areas where there's so many Filipino immigrants. And that's their entry point. Kasi if you Google now, halimbawa, like Jollibee mukbang and stuff, ganun. Makita mo may mga foreigners na nagmumukbang ng Jollibee. Tapos they even say na parang, oh, this is much better than KFC or something, ganun. So ako, I'm very optimistic na it's just a matter of time. Maybe a long time, pero it's just a matter of time. Jollibee will enter Australia market. It's such a huge market, for sure. For sure.
Maybe we should open one, Rai. What do you think?
Magaling ako, bro, kumain eh. Pero
put you on the spot. Maybe for those mga live viewers natin, if gusto niyo mag-invest, tara, tayo? Or let's have 100 people chipping in mga 10 each.
You know what? If Jollibee comes here, yung why Australia na question. Why Australia? Kasi nandito rin yung Jollibee. Why not, di ba?
You know what's funny? Kasi si Australia walang Jollibee. But we still have around 400,000 Filipinos dito sa Australia kahit walang Jollibee. So, maybe if someone opens a Jollibee dito, siguro that's going to really hit it off kasi ang dami ng Pinoy dito at that's going to be the first Jollibee branch. So if you're viewing right now, then maybe that's the step. Oh, don't forget us, invite me and Rai as investors dun, and then you can run it. We're just having fun here, having conversations.
or also, be a bit more strategic about it kasi Australia is main on real estate, 'di ba? So, if there's
Ah,
anything that Jollibee can do, if Jollibee picks a location somewhere here, obviously they'll do their market research or whatever, right? Pero
yeah,
once they pick that location, I'm sure real estate will pick up. I'm sure. Kasi
yeah,
Filipinos are very hard workers here. I'm not saying everyone has money immediately, pero Filipinos have goals to buy homes, to live the Australian dream of owning a home, etc. Pero kung may Jollibee in a certain place, mapapaisip sila, doon kaya tayo bumili ng house. I wanna settle there. I want my kid to grow up eating Jollibee kasi I grew up eating Jollibee or something. You know, it's not impossible, di ba? So, sige na nga, plug na natin. Jollibee, if you're listening, please come here.
big fan na
Please unahin
big
niyo po
fan
yung
na ni Jollibee.
baka naman. Oo nga, baka naman, di ba? Please,
Yeah.
mauna po yung Melbourne. If Sydney man, well, it is what it is. Pero I'm sure
Yeah.
it will, once you enter a market here,
You
then...
like Sydney anyways. I'm joking. No, I love Sydney.
No, actually, well, good thing is, if Sydney comes first, then that means it's proof na Australia, Jollibee can operate here. Diba? It's just a matter of time na they will expand. So I'm not, I'm still optimistic about it. If anything, ita-trial nila yung Sydney and what works, what doesn't work. So yung Melbourne branch naman, much better. Bigger, much better. Diba? Parang ganun. So, again, Melbourne pa rin.
That's going to be one of our topics in the future, no? Melbourne versus Sydney. Which one to choose, why, what the differences are. Pero, that's an interesting topic. I mean, ngayon we're just talking about bakit Australia. And maybe to wrap things up, bro, what do you think? For you, what's the biggest reason why you chose Australia?
For me talaga, family. Yun yung number one, family. In different aspects. Like for example, if it's about, syempre as a breadwinner, I mean, both myself and my wife are both professionals. Meron bang opportunities here on our fields? Check yon. Number one. Number two, how about the kids? How's the school setup? Is it safe and all that? We can open a can of worms again about school systems dito. Pero basically, in a nutshell, public schools here are really, really good. Public yun, You don't have to pay anything. My kids love it, and they're not pressured as well. Unlike in the Philippines, kunyari, halimbawa, I grew up, every day may tests and everything. It's very stressful. Sila dito is very balanced. And then, if you look at, still they have like, yung NAPLAN nila in yearly, exams. Okay naman, mataas naman ang grades. So, really, really good in that respect. And also, opportunities rin, diba? Safety, opportunities. You can open a business here, you can work, do what you want, buy property, even become investors and all that. So yung family setup in different angles, for me personally, Australia is really great. Especially in safety rin. Like, if you hear about, I kind of shifted my American mindset to Australian mindset kasi before, you want to go to the US, kaso eventually there will be a lot of shooting. Alam mo, you hear a lot of news na, there's a shooting. Like, I think there was a time, once a week merong something, di ba? And that's the only the one that's reported, no? In Australia, walang ganon. I mean, yeah, of course, there are crimes in different areas, pero not to the extent na parang you get branded as, in that country there's school shooting. Imagine, diba? Your kids in school. Parang, but may shooting doon, diba? So, Australia for me is very safe. I mean, obviously, you have to pick where you wanna live. That's part of your research when you go here. Pero, there are options here where you can pick a place, very safe, good opportunity. Siguro kung meron subtitle ngayon, he's saying about Melbourne yun. Pero basically, opportunities are really good. It's very safe. You can do what you want, achieve and go for your dreams. Ako, yun talaga for me, personally. That's why we like it here.
Yeah, the safety-ness, no? Kasi for me, yun yung, ewan ko lang, ako kinakabahan ako when I hear yung mga school shooting, mga ganun, no? Yeah, it's scary, and with the whole what's going on in the US thing. So maybe that's going to be another podcast. What do you guys think? No, maybe the viewers out there can suggest mga topics that we can talk about. But definitely, that's going to be a good topic, like Australia versus the US. What's the difference, pretty much? What's the pros and cons? Obviously, there's advantages and disadvantages for both countries. No?
Absolutely. Pero ikaw, bro, like for you, like just like high level, ano talaga yung main driver for you na bakit andito ka pa?
Yeah, for me, 3 things talaga that really highlights. One is the healthcare system dito.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, ibang level yung healthcare dito. As soon as if you give birth, hospitalization, para wala kang gagastusin, especially if
Yeah.
citizen ka or PR. They even give you a really good room, a big room, maybe a room and then maybe 2 or 3 people lang yung ka-share mo doon. Or maybe you get your own private room, especially if healthcare worker ka. And many things. Maraming libre sa healthcare system dito sa Australia. Number 2 is the education. As you mentioned, public schools are like private schools. Even public hospitals are like better than the private hospitals.
You wouldn't know the
In some-
difference. Actually, I have to Google, like, is this private or public? Kasi I just know
Yeah.
this is sa hospital, just go there, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the facilities are almost identical, no? Well, for me,
Exactly.
I'm not a healthcare worker, so I probably would not know. Pero para sa akin, it's very high standard, and education system sa public schools even, how much more sa private schools. And not only sa primary school or elementary school, what we call it, in high school, but also the universities. We have something called HEX, which is I study now and pay later.
Student
So
loan.
yeah, it's like a student loan, not like with the other countries na parang baon ka sa student loan, no? Dito, you don't even feel it. You don't start paying it at a certain tax threshold when you start earning income, no? So technically, you actually don't feel it. It doesn't even hurt your borrowing capacity, as a broker myself. It doesn't hurt
That's
your
interesting. Okay.
until you hit a certain tax bracket. So, and usually it's a higher end, mga 80 or 90K. So in short, you can still really afford your first home kahit may malaking student loan ka because of your degrees. Because usually you can afford your first home, especially pag partners, 60, 70K a year. Then, you can get your first home na, couple without kids. Or maybe 80K, ganun, per each with kids. And then when you get to the 90K mark, then ayun, it doesn't even hurt it that much. Baka makapag-investment property ka pa. No? So that's really good, yung education system dito. And the way how they sort of arranged it. And for me, pangatlo, being in the profession, in the in the real estate, in the law firm, in the financial planning, in the broking, like all firms, really, I realized it's like there's like a timeline where anyone you don't have to be a mega entrepreneur or a business owner to actually achieve success, to be, na wala kang mortgage or you be financially stable sa Australia. You can just be a normal worker and still yet succeed, no? So that's what I noticed na yun talaga yung word na fair go sa Australia.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really real. They've actually built that system, no? So, and then I've realized that, and I'm like, wow, okay. And that's something that we don't have sa atin sa Pinas. That's something for me, the big three reasons why why Australia.
Siguro, if I may add before we wrap up, it's only here in Australia where I heard about the term mom and dad investors, quote unquote.
True.
Di ba? Yung, as in literally mom, yung Australian spelling, MUM, mom and dad investors. So and then when I studied my path into real estate and everything, so I studied about the market and how it looks. In Australia kasi, they want people to be more financially taken care of in a sense. So the government actually designed the country in a way where it's normal to be mom and dad investors. Whereas, for example, in the Philippines, I grew up in the Philippines. When you hear investor, you only think about the rich guys, like yung mga may-ari ng SM, ng Robinson and everything. Someone invested on this, sila Pangilinan and all that, ganyan. Or maybe you may classmate ka na alam mo mayaman, may investment and everything. Pero it's not common for middle class families, that term. Pero dito in Australia, it's common for mom and dads to be investors in real estate, for example, diba? When I say common, I don't mean like everyone is that, pero everyone can. Everyone can. Diba? Yeah. So in that sense, like, syempre you cannot retire immediately, pero you'll be on that path, diba? Kaya ako, Australia for me is really a good place to live in. Like me and my wife, we've decided naman talaga na na kami, PR na, nag-citizen na and everything. Dito na talaga kami tatanda, In terms of retirement, dito pa rin yung iniisip namin. Kasi syempre, yung mga investments namin and our life is drawn up here na . So yeah. I mean, no regrets, pre. No regrets. It's really great. Kaya nag-thank you kami dun sa kapitbahay namin na na-meet namin sa dun sa elevator. Actually, friend pa namin sila. We still see them sa Sydney minsan when we go there. We don't want to forget kasi sometimes, like, as human beings, diba, we forget the people who actually helped us start. Kasi they're not in
Yeah.
our lives anymore. We're busy with our work and whatever. Pero if you go back, parang, oh, if that conversation didn't happen, baka wala ako dito. I have to at least thank that person, diba? So that's what we try to do. It's very important, very important. Pero, ayun. Yeah.
Ayun, bro. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, bro, for sharing.
No, thank
And
you. Thank you.
anyone that's seen our live stream, podcast, video, whatever you want to call
Oh,
it. If you guys have any suggestion, please let us know o anong mga topics, mga reasons why you choose Australia. Also comment down below. And if you want to join our podcast, if there's some interesting stories that you want to share, then please let us know as well. We can welcome you in. And then sa susunod, thank you so much, Ryan, brother, and then all the viewers out there. Thank you.
okay, bro. Thank you very much sa ating listeners. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night. Ingat. Sige.
Bye-bye.